Hello everyone, Mike Arnold here, co-founder of Path Trading Partners along with Bob Iacchino. So, Bitcoin Cash. And again, you should probably go back if you didn't watch yesterday's video, because there's some concepts I'll be elaborating on. Talked about the double top, finally hitting all the way to the 1628 level. Then we talked about the concept of waiting for a reaction. So we got a reaction back to the R zone, then we could do our next projections down. It didn't even stop at this prior support right here. We had a cluster right down around here, this 1534, which it paused at briefly, rallied back up. And this is the concept of support becoming resistance. There it is, then started sell-off. There wasn't actually a long enough pause, so you couldn't do anything there. So we were watching then for the next major support area, which was down at 1502. Spiked below that, recovered. This is a weak market. It's not even getting any recoveries right now. So now we can do a nice concept of a reverse scan box from the highs on the 28th back to the lows on the 26th, projecting our next levels down. And this is really nice. Now we have a clear GAN cluster, 1440. The next level beyond there is 1401, so essentially 1400. What do we use with these levels? Well, if you were able to short this and willing to trade from the short side, then you could be shorting this, and these would be target areas or places to move down your stop. If you're only trading from the long side, these are levels you're watching for reversal patterns. You're not just buying here, you're watching for reversal patterns. We have not had any reversal patterns. A double bottom, a capitulation low, a major divergence pattern. Those could all be bottoming patterns. So next level we'll be watching for is around this 1438 then the 1400. Let's check in on the daily chart. Again, you don't have to rush in and buy this constantly. Sometimes these need to recover, and this did break out from this little channel here and then proceeded to fall right back in it and through the other side. We call that a shake and bake pattern because it shakes people in, then it sort of bakes them. All right. So your major level you'll be watching for is then if we break below this 1400 is the prior major spike lows from the sell-off in the middle of January, which is 1343. And if it breaks below that, then you'll be watching for 1191. Now keep in mind that the rotation zone on the 4-hour and the daily are clearly against it. So on any rallies, especially on the 4-hour, watch for major resistance coming in at the rotation zone. Now the bottom of the rotation zone looks like it's going to line up with this breakdown level or prior support becoming resistance. So on a strong rally, we'd be watching for 1568. All right. On a very strong rally, then we'd be watching up for 1617. But this is not the area to get overly greedy since the rotation zone is against us. And now this prior cluster here is also, so if we get a small weak rally and 8 comes down and starts pushing the price, we'll be watching for 1531 to 1534. That's how we'll use that there. Switching over to Bitcoin and gold, we had the double top there, eventually hitting all the targets. You see and going through it. So all those targets were hit from the double top. Didn't get any major reversal patterns. We got a little reversal pattern here, went to the first cross rotation zone, which we said to watch for. Then we sold off. Then you could do a projection from the highs on the 28th to this low because you got a nice little correction, which gave you the next levels down. Major level being 175.51. Pretty much, I mean, it went down to 175.01. So that was a nice little 25% move. Rally back up to the bottom of the rotation zone. GAN level, 62.5, and rotation zone. And remember how things tend to rotate between these GAN levels. Then we got the next major sell-off. Then you could do a projection from that high to the low on the 29th, which then gave you the next major level down. Gave you a minor level and a major level with a cluster lining up with another GAN retracement level. So it's 168.94 to 169.17. Spiking down, then closing just above it. Didn't even give you a rotation back up, so you could not do another projection. So what we did then is we went from the reverse GAN box from the high on the 27th back to the low on the 26th, which gives us, it sort of encapsulates this most recent recovery move and gave us the next level of 162.31, which has now held a couple times, and then right below that 158.18, which has not hit yet. Now, if this level holds, then there's a couple things you can do. You can then come down, I'm just going to move one of these. We could come down here and do a bigger one from the whole corrective move down. And you could also always come from the most recent swing down. So we could come from this reaction, go into the same thing, and watch for a cluster down there. So what does that give us? Well, that gives us a really nice set of clusters. It gives us a minor level around this 156 to 157, lining up with a retracement. Then a major cluster at 153 to 154, and then 149. So you can keep doing that, and then, again, watching for these levels for bottoming patterns. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're not just going to be rushing in to buy something. We need a clear bottoming pattern, a clear divergence, or a clear spike, major sell-off with a long tail, and then we like to watch for the 50% retracement of that long tail or wick, and then that can be a decent buying opportunity as long as it happens at or near one of these key levels. Daily chart for Bitcoin Gold. Again, rotation zone against us. Let me resize this so it's not so sloppy. Major level to watch for if we continue lower, 144.85, which is a spike low on the mid-January sell-off. So that's going to be very key there. And you see on any rally, let's go back to the 4-hour real quick to fine-tune some rally areas. So if we do rally, really right here we have some prior key support, some minor resistance here. So I'd be watching for the 8 to come back down somewhere. 170 would be my first minor rally. Major rally area, we'd be watching for resistance coming in right around this 176 area. So you found some support there, lots of support over here, and you'll have the declining 21 going in there. Finally, over to original Bitcoin. So you see the same thing here. We had a pause, a rally back up, first cross rotation zone. It's coming down, major level. First of all, minor level 10,933, which we closed at, found some support. Next bar went up to the rotation zone. Major level 10,794, found very key support that was right near the low, rallied up. Then we could come from that same high to that low because we had a little rally or a pause, giving us the next levels, which it sliced through, dropping below that. Then we had to do a reverse scan box from the key high on the 27th to this most recent low on the 26th, which gave us this little minor area, 10,000 to 10,9995 to 10,036, which we spiked down to, now recovering a bit. If that low holds, let me remove a couple of these to clear up the charts. Didn't want to remove those levels before we went over this video. Trying to help everybody. So we'll be watching the resistance coming in. It's really about between this 10,563 to 10,650 with the declining 8. So if we can rally up there, that's an area. If you did try to grab something, this is a minor capitulation low, but nothing where that'd be a very aggressive buying pattern here. Not significant enough for us, but if you did do something, then I'd really watch these 10,563 to 10,650 to either take some off the table or move up your stops. Major rally would take us up to around the 10,911. Let me just mark that one off. That's, see, support, 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 support. That's now major resistance. Now, continued sell-off. And these levels down here are assuming that this low holds and this does not turn into a red bar without the pause. If it does turn into a red bar without the pause, those levels, the next level you would use is 97.97, then 97.04. This is looking like 96.01 is going to be pretty significant, then the 93.13. Let's look at the daily chart for Bitcoin. All right. So our major lows we'll be watching for if we break into is this 92.31 area, which we have. That's the sell-off from January. Then if it drops below there, we'll have to do some projections, but we're also then into a clear path move, which could eventually take us down very easily to the first next key support is about 8,300. Then if that's broken, about 7,500. So wait for some clear buy signals. Don't just try to buy every dip, especially since we broke out of this congestion to the upside, couldn't get through the rotation zone, now selling back off. We broke out of this congestion in the rotation zone, couldn't hold it, sold back off. Congestion, rotation zone, sold back off. So it is not strong enough to get, even on these rallies, above the rotation zone. That's why we're very cautious and taking advantage of some minor, like the double bottom patterns or the minor horizontal channel patterns, but we're using our targets to take some profits and especially move stops. So if you do get the next sell-off, you're not leaving all your money on the table or taking on more losses because you added and never took anything off, or never at least moved up your stop to worst case break even. So Jeffrey, hope these videos are helping everybody. Trying to teach you a lot of things we do for trading, some of the basic stuff we do to help address key levels. Also for Bitcoin, now since there are futures contracts, you could be shorting these in the futures realm. So you could be taking advantage of, all right, I'm going to sell the rallies into the rotation zone, and when it rotates back down, I'm going to put in a sell signal and use some of these Gann projection levels as profit taking, or moving down the stop to lock in your short positions. That's what we have for you on the Bitcoin series today. Good luck trading everything, and please be patient. Wait for high probability bottoming patterns, and don't just rush in and buy every dip, because it can keep dipping. Talk to you later. Bye for now.